Gotham is back. Season 1, Episode 11, entitled Rogues Gallery. You know, I found myself looking forward to this show coming back a lot, and thinking about it, I don't know why, because what I thought of the first half of Season 1 was so back and forth, so up and down, that I probably shouldn't have been looking forward to this show coming back. But it's a new year. I'm trying to be more open-minded, more optimistic, and my thought process is, well, maybe the writers have seen the complaints by me and many other people, and they're going to listen, and they're going to make this show better. They're going to make this show what it can be. So, with this episode, let's see if they're going to do that. The episode starts with, we see Jim Gordon basically working security at Arkham Asylum, which I found to be a very fascinating idea. And you see immediately the craziness of Arkham and their inmates, and how just random outbursts and people running crazy and how it's almost uncontrollable. So I like that. And then Gordon sees that random inmates are having electric shock therapy done on them. So he's trying to figure out who in this asylum is doing this. When Bullock showed up, because clearly he just misses Gordon, so he showed up and he wanted to help him on this case. I like that. I very much like Donald Logue, so seeing him there and seeing how much he's warmed up to Gordon, I liked. But then we have the introduction of Leslie Thompkins. Wow! For anyone who doesn't know, Leslie Thompkins is from the comic books, and she's very essential to Batman, to Bruce Wayne's backstory on how much she was there for Bruce growing up. So I don't know if this show is going to go there, if we're going to ever see her interact with young Bruce, because Bruce wasn't even in this episode. But the fact that she's there, I like this actress that they cast as her. I know that she's been in a lot of things, but mostly what interests me was that she's done a lot of voices for DC animated stuff. So she's already been in this universe. And I already love her 10 times more than Barbara. And not just because she's a better actress, but I even like her chemistry with Gordon. You can just tell that these two are going to hook up. And I can't wait to see how that plays out. Not only that, but then we cut to Barbara and Montoya, who are now a couple, right? And Montoya spent all that time trying to win Barbara back, trying to get her back, trying to lure and steal her away from Jim. And when she does so, now she's unhappy. Now Montoya's like, look, this was a bad idea, even though we've slept together, we've done this and that, and you've left your fiancé, by the way. I think we shouldn't be together. So then Barbara gets pissed off and gets in a rage. And then when she calls Jim's house, Ivy answers. Because you had a little bit of a side plot of Selena Kyle, who was outside, it was pouring raining, she found Ivy, who was getting sick out there, so she brought her to Jim's house. At the time, nobody was home, so they stayed there. And when Barbara called, Ivy answered, and I guess Barbara thought that Ivy was another woman that Gordon was with. Now, then Barbara gets pissed. Now, obviously, this wasn't the case. But if it was the case, if Gordon was with a new woman, Barbara has no right to get mad at all. She left Jim for Montoya. She's been cheating on him this whole time because technically Gordon doesn't know about any of this, about what she's doing. And then she has the nerve to get pissed. I mean, you could say she's mad at the situation, that she's mad of the idea that Gordon has moved on, and so now there's no going back to her. But it seemed like she was only calling Jim and wanting to go back to him because Montoya broke up with her. Wow. Still unlikable, this woman. I swear these writers don't want me to like Barbara. Maybe that's the point. Maybe they're gonna subvert my expectations and he won't even end up with Barbara. At this point, I wouldn't mind that. The Selena helping Ivy thing, I thought, okay, it was a little interesting, but at the end of the day, I don't really know what purpose it served besides having Ivy there to answer the phone. So who knows, maybe something will come to that. I want to mention Fish Mooney because she spent a good amount of this episode questioning her main guy, Butch, her big, heavy, who I've thought this a few episodes ago. It's a theory that I've been having in my head. Maybe other people thought this too. But especially in this episode because of what he does, that Butch might be the Wayne killer. I just think his build makes sense. If Fish was the one who had him do it, or maybe he is working for somebody else, doing stuff behind her back. Either way, I think he is the guy. Does it bother me that it wouldn't be Joe Chill if it is this guy? No, not really. They've changed it before. And the last thing I want to mention is the Penguin. Still my favorite part of the show, even though he wasn't in this episode a whole lot. But I did like how he showed up, walking around like tough shit, already acting like he owned the place, and he got put in his place. The cops punched him, threw him in a cell, and he found out the hard way that he's nowhere near where he thought he was. He doesn't run anything. That Maroney himself threw him in jail. And I like this because not only does it put the Penguin in check, almost, but it's going to start a newfound resentment for Maroney. Because you had to figure that the Penguin's plan is to one day get to the top and be the leader of his own gang. But he's not going to get there. He's not going to have motivation to turn on Maroney unless something like this happens, until he feels betrayed by him, embarrassed by him. So I think that's what this is, the start of that. Look at the way that Fish Mooney treated him and why he wanted to turn on her and do everything that he did. So this is going to be the start of that. And so I can't wait to see where that goes. I'm going to say overall this was a good episode. I mean, maybe I didn't love it, but I definitely liked it a lot more. Really the only thing I didn't like was, surprise, surprise, Barbara! Yeah, I don't think they can do anything by this point to make me like her. Unless if they just kill her. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you saw this episode too. What did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!